probably the most important thing you can do is just, be there, be active, and be involved.
Get enough sleep, because I didn't sleep enough, I think. And studying is like the main key. I think the main goal that I tried to accomplish was staying focused, because I know I like to talk. So staying focused and paying attention a lot, because there's a lot of distractions in class, so you have to rise above what everybody else is doing.
Maintain my work and still keep my work or my grades up, because you got to keep your grades up to be able to play sports.
At the beginning of the year, when they show you what you're going to do in class, that it can be overwhelming, but you got to remember, one, you have all semester to learn it, and two, it's after school tutoring for you if you do need any help. I think a lot of people are scared to ask for help and raise their hand and put out their opinion on stuff, but like he said, you have to step outside of your box, because nothing will be accomplished if you don't ask. Some things that went wrong in my classes were, once again, the distractions of people. And when a teacher is trying to teach to you, when you have those distractions, it can be mind-boggling.
I had the problems in my English class where we'd be writing a paper or reading and the kids would be yelling and everything, and it would be hard to focus.
One of the problems that occurred, during the semester is losing interest, I'd say. When you lose interest in a subject, whatever it may be, you kind of slack off, or you don't keep up with it. You kind of just let it go.
First, ask a question about it. And if you still don't get the knowledge that you need out of that question, out of her answer, then I think you should go home and with your book and make some outlines of your notes yourself.
Treat it as something simple. It may be really difficult, but if you say to yourself that, this is easy, you're way better than this, then I found a lot of times that, you start believing it.
Just wait till the next day and ask your teacher to review over it again, because it might just take you longer to understand it.
I think if you're going through problems and you're struggling in class, a way to clear your mind is just go home and relax sometimes. Don't be pressure. Relax. I'm more of if I see it, I get it better. So if I have to keep on taking the same notes over and over again, I will, because that's how I understand stuff better.
If you don't understand something, don't be afraid to ask.
You gotta want to strive to be the best person you can be.
You should push yourself to want to achieve your test and want to exceed more than you would expect yourself to. I think you should push yourself to do better than what you think you can do.
You know you want to pass the test and you know you want to graduate. Just relax, take a deep breath or anything, and just go over it slowly.
I also think that students have a lot going on outside of school. A lot more stresses that they have to deal with, and a lot more peer pressure. And I think that if they just know who they are and know what they're capable of doing, then it'll be easier for them, and they'll find ways to block some of the peer pressure out and just focus on what needs to be focused on.
Don't settle for your goals, go beyond that.
Don't ever say that you can't, because you can do anything you want if you put your mind to it.
You should always believe in yourself and know that you can do it. Never say you can't. You always got to strive for more than you expect. Always expect greatness.
You just have to remember why you're taking your test. What's this going to help me out with? I want to go to college, so I'm going to take this test, and I'm going to remember that with that in mind, that I want to go to college.
What has helped me is just trying to do my best in every class, on every test, on every homework assignment, every piece of work I got, I tried my best.
I think the things at Austin East that has prepared me for college are getting into programs like Upper Bound and National Achievers Society, National Honor Society, because if you do get into those programs, then they help you even more prepare for college that schools sometimes don't get into detail with. And they help you go actually visit colleges and tell you what college life is like and stuff like that.
The thing that also needs to have prepared me for college is also the programs, because like being an ambassador, you get to talk to people and explain to them how important it is to get to a certain place, and you help them. Like if they're having certain problems, you can help them, and you feel good about yourself because you're helping somebody else.
Programs like AVID, which taught us how to do time management skills and had like college students come and help us out on a working class, it shows that college people will need help too, and they can help you like take notes like the Cornell note-taking system, how to manage your time so that you won't be so overloaded and procrastinate on big stuff, and shows you which is most important and least important.
At Austin East, I find that if you just simply talk to teachers, then they'll give you advice for college and they'll give you different strategies to use before you go to college, therefore you could get into college.
We have to take this seriously, we have to take this to the next step, so that we can not only look out for ourselves now, but so that we can ensure our prosperity in the future.
The major goal that we had for first semester was to make sure that the students knew the importance of being here for the test. We just really wanted to enhance the student buy-in and get the culture and climate of the school focused on a positive direction, and knowing that we had some definite criteria to meet this year to keep AE up and going.
Well, our biggest goal was to continue to work towards our building our freshman transition program, where we bring our kids in as ninth graders and help ease them into the changing their mindset from a middle school mindset to more of a high school mindset, where the kids are moving amongst different classes, seeing different teachers, and they're building their organizational skills and getting them ready. And our big thing here is we want to teach them how to go to school.
Our goals have been to have 93% of our freshman class on track for graduation at the end of their freshman year. And thus far, our students are doing a great job. We also set out to make sure our attendance was better, because we have seen the data that if students will come to school, that it will reflect in their grades. Our attendance has been the highest attendance rate in the school this entire school year, so we're real proud of that.
But what they do is, like, especially in AVID, they'll try to push you to do better in school. Like, if you're not taking notes, they'll try to make you sit in front of the class or get more focused on school.
We set out to make sure that our students were prepared for AYP exams, and that we did well on AYP. And am proud to report that the freshman class, that we not only did we have 100% test takers, we passed all of our AYP exams at 100%.
Our main purpose and main focus on that was to make sure that our freshmen and our 8th graders had a smooth transition from the 8th grade to Austin East as 9th.
I think the most important goal that I had was to bring more focus to what it is we needed to accomplish, which was moving our kids forward and making our AYP.
Develop strong personal relationship with the staff and the students.
One of the first things we knew we had to do was have 95% of our students tested when it came time for state accountability testing. Staying on our targeted at-risk students, and I don't mean just staying on them, I mean making sure they're participating, making sure they're here for their extra help. And if they're not, what are we going to do and who's going to do it? And when are they going to do it?
Our kids know that we care about them and that know that we're going to continue to monitor them, but I think our biggest accomplishment was creating that method of how we go about tracking our kids and monitoring them. We sit down and we go through kid by kid and discuss the different issues with different students and who is the best person to approach them with that. Is it something that I need to talk to as a principal? Is it our counselor? Is it hey, let's call the football coach on this kid? It's just going kid by kid and identifying what's the best way to meet that kid's needs.
I think from the student perspective, we have a student group formed, the ambassadors, and they pretty much adopted the sophomore class and did a major push with them since the English 2 test was a big one for us. And they actually went in during +1 for the last 7 weeks of the semester and taught the +1 classes. They taught on test preparation strategies, they taught on little review games that had EOC things thrown in for English and algebra, and just really got in and built relationships with the kids and just continually stressed the importance of being here and taking the test and taking it seriously. The students led a rally around the school with the drum line on the 20th day before the test and went around holding signs, counting them down, saying when the EOC tests were. We put signs up and unveiled signs that detailed when the tests were, what the writing assessment entails, and just different things. And then the students led a rally the week before the test with all the sophomores and just hyped up, just really kind of congratulated them for being there and pushed. What we expected them to do the next week was Bryce spoke and was really powerful with the students and just kind of surrounded them with support. And then when the actual test day came, the students were there every morning calling at 7:30 to their peers who were in the classes, get here, you have a test today. The teachers and the faculty were amazing. Everyone was rallying, calling students. We went out and found students. We talked to kids who knew kids who knew kids, and by the 5th or 6th kid, we were at the house where the student was and picked them up and brought them in. And as a result, we tested 100%, which is pretty unprecedented because last year that was an area that we struggled.
A lot of focus, people pulling together and knowing what the mission was.
What we do, if a kid's not here at school, if a kid's not present on test day, what the kids call it, we roll up on them. We go to their house, we knock on the door, we get mama. Make sure that even that one kid that we miss don't fall through the crack, because every child matters.
Everything you do has to be very intentional, well thought out, and nothing can be left to chance.
I think the biggest thing that we've learned is when the students get going, that's what the momentum is. And so to put the students in charge and to let them lead and to use the positive peer pressure and to just use them to change around the way we're looking at things, I think was the most powerful tool we've utilized. What we have, and that's the students and the leaders that we have there, and allow them to really work within the school and really take some ownership of what's going on. And I think that was a powerful tool for us and continues to be as we go on. That's what it's going to take to get Austin East, moving forward in a positive light. Definitely, I think we should do differently would be to spend a little more time preparing the students who are not in the actual classes to take the gateway test. And with everything changing, with AYP EOC tests and the gateway test still hanging on, I think the one thing that we didn't do very well was prepare the students who maybe had passed algebra and moved on and needed to take the algebra gateway. I don't think we prepared those students very well.
All of those little things, those little details that we are working fast and furiously on and trying to improve, that have a major impact on a student's learning.
We're all in this together, but it's all about the parents and their child.
It's a lot of tedious work, but it's important.
Success, in my mind, comes from the people. They will be successful, because we really believe and we feel like if a kid is here every day putting forth good effort, making good choices, and the teachers are implementing all the strategies that we've worked on this past year during staff development, those students